Hello, party people. Hello, it's Randee for Thunderhorse Descendant, and today I'm here and I have what's left in my bargain bead box from October. So I thought, well, I was going to put this stuff away, and I thought, I got to be better at getting these videos out. So without further ado, we're going to do a design on the fly. Oh, there's my Minnie Mouse watch. That don't belong in there. We're going to do a design on the fly with what I have left in the box. So here we go. All right, so I have to decide first and foremost what I want to make, but I am one of those people that's kind of like, let's just look and see what we got, and then we'll go from there, because that's my jam. Now, these little links, I really like those, and I think what I'm going to do with those, since they are one-sided, is I'm just going to make myself a little bracelet with those. So maybe that's what we'll do. It's kind of what I'm feeling from the beads this morning. But I'm going to keep touching them, and maybe something else will come to me. These I want to use in like a bead weaving project, so I actually am saving those. But if I ever get around to that. All right, so yeah, I think that's what I'm feeling today. Now, I used both of these on my last project. If you saw that video, I can link it. So I only have one of these, but I probably have something rolling around here that I can utilize to still use this. So when we get to that portion, we'll have to figure that out. All right, I'm going to clear this bead mat off, and we're going to get started. Okay, so I got my bead mat cleaned off. I ran around and found just a plain end for my toggle. And this is going to be a super simple project, but, I was thinking, like, just because something is simple doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to link all these together to make a chain bracelet. And the reason for that is because they are not double-sided. So when they lay on the wrist, I want them to lay one way, So I think that's the easiest way to do that. I am going to use all of them. I have 5 here. We might have to add some beads, but I have these oval jump rings. These are actually in gunmetal. And I chose these because I want to give it a little more depth. I have some silver ones, but I'm just like, yeah, all right, let's give it a little something since it's kind of plain. And we're just going to link. So that's what I'm doing. Just going to keep linking. I've been looking around online, and I found that, chains are really in for fall this year. And kind of like, I have been seeing a lot of gold, actually. But anyways, I digress. I just thought that this would be a cute project, and I hadn't seen anybody else do it. And I think, like, just because it's simple, it's a simple project, doesn't mean that it's a bad project. Quite honestly, I prefer the simple project. You could also do a lot to this, if you really wanted to get into it. You could patina paint these. You could add beads in between. I think I'm going to add my beads on the end because it looks like I'm probably going to have to. But for the most part, that's what we're doing. Easy peasy. I love an oval jump ring. Oval jump rings disperse the weight that is on the jump ring. So, let me see if I can get you down there without messing up too much here. So it disperses the weight of whatever's on your jump ring. And so it puts the break not on one side or the other, wherever it falls, it will automatically, gravity is your friend. It'll automatically try to put on each side of the oval, which is one of the reasons that I really enjoy an oval jumper. What's that? Oh. All right, so this is what we got so far. Now, I have my, let me show it to you. I'm going to zoom you out. I have my bracelet maker. Clearly, this is not big enough. So, I was just looking around to see if we had anything that if I missed any of those little guys, because, you know, kind of keep my beads in a mess, but it doesn't look like it did. So now I got to make some choices about, okay, what are we going to add on the end? And honestly, I want to add silver on the end, maybe the blue. So I grabbed up some of this 22 gauge wire. You could use a heavier wire if you want, but I think a 22 is going to be fine for me. So I'm just going to grab my cutter here, and I'm cutting a pretty generous amount, probably like 5 inches or so. I don't know that I'm going to need that much, but we're going to first grab up some of these little silver beads. So this is what I'm thinking. These are just the little silver spacers that came with it. I also have a few of these bumpy rondelles left, so maybe I'll add some of those to give it a little more something. But for the most part, what we're going to do to get these on is you're just going to start with a loop. So I got my round nose plier, and I'm going to make a loop. Easy peasy. Right? We're going to connect this on to our piece. And we're going to start adding beads. Okay. So I'm just going to grab with my chain nose just to kind of give me something to snug up against. And I'm going to start wrapping. And I'm only going to wrap about 3 times. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to snip this off. If any of you are making YouTube videos, might I just throw in that you can get these little pocket tools, the little small ones, and yes, they're kind of more, you know, harder to work with, but then when you're in your camera and you're doing stuff, you're not have to worry about your tools hitting the camera, just FYI on that. Of course, I don't have a miniature chain nose. I wish I did. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to make this look a little better here because my wrap wasn't very tight. So make sure all my edges are in. All right. So now I'm going to add some beads. So I'm just going to start with the regular round ones. And I think I'll do like 2, 3. I like to work in odd numbers. I'll do 3 of these. And then I'll do a bumpy rondelle. And really, I mean, we're not going to need that much length, as you can see. And then we're going to have the toggle. So quite honestly, this is probably enough because we're going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to put a loop here, and then we're going to have our, what would you say, 1 inch or 3/4 of an inch for the toggle. So really, I think we're doing good. I'm going to put that, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this one bumpy rondelle in there. I'm going to add one more round bead. And we're going to call that a day. Okay, so now I think I'll do something fun here. I think I'm going to wrap, and then I think I'm going to wrap down around the beads. Give it a little more something. So let me do that. Now I'm thinking I'm not going to put my toggle right onto this wire. I'm going to attach it probably with a jump ring. And I know some people, they like to just put it right on the wire, but you know, that jump ring, it's going to get a lot of time, you know, so I don't want it pulling on the wire too much. So I wrapped around a couple of times, and now I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to go down and I'm going to wrap around the end. So to do that, I am just going to kind of let the wire go how it wants to. And wrap up down here. Make sure that's all tucked in. Give this a little. So that's what we got. Gives it a little more something. Now, another thing I'm going to I think about this is that this is also going to bend a little bit. So when you go around, when you go around your wrist, let's go out a little more. When you go around your wrist, this part is going to, well, you can't really see that way, Randee. Hello. It's going to bend if you need it to bend. So it's going to be more form-fitting to the wrist is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. So I'm just going to, again, take my 22 gauge wire, give it a little snip. Okay. I'm going to start the, you can see now I have significantly less. Now I know how much I need. You're going to want to start this, you know, the same place you started on your last one, so your loops are kind of uniform. Put this in there. And get him organized. Okay. And then we will wrap some more. Okay, so I'm just making sure all that is tucked in. My dog's down here making some interesting sounds. He loves to hang out in the studio. He loves it. I don't know why. Here we go. So what do we got on here? We got 3. So 3 round ones. One of the bumpy rondelles, and then one more of the round. Ooh. There we go. Okay, so again, I'm going to move this out of the way just in case my camera decides to be silly. Again, you're just going to take this and start your loop as you normally would, normal wrapped loop. You're going to leave a little space there. Turn, go over the top, spin your plier, and then we're going to wrap. 1, 2, I'm running out of wire, so I'm going to be getting down to the end here. Clearly, you might want to have a little more on the end here, but it's not a life or death situation. And if you have this issue because you didn't use enough wire, you could always redo it, or you can add wire to the bottom. I am not going to add wire. I'm just going to tuck this in to the best of my ability. There we go. All right, so now we're going to put on the toggle clasps. Easy peasy. I'm just going to attach these with a jump ring, the same jump rings that I've been using. Now I hope this is going to fit this one that like I said, I didn't have the matching pair for this side, but I think that this one will be fine. Well, we shall see. All right, let's see if it fits in there. Oh yeah, no problem. So let me zoom you out and see how much length I got here. So this is 7, I would say 7 1/4. And if you needed to go bigger, on this, you could add a jump ring on the end here because we did not attach directly to the wire. So that's another reason I like to do that. And now I feel like when you put this on, all of your jump rings are gonna, or all of these little links are gonna lay one way, you know? So that's why I thought this project would be a good way to go. So I'm gonna put this on so you guys can see. And I have a little tiny wrist, so don't mind me. Like, this would never fit me. I have like a 6-inch wrist. But here's what I was talking about. Okay, so you could bend these, you know, to be a little more form-fitting if you want. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's cute. I think it's really cute. And if you wanted to patina those, you could, you know. But yeah, my wrist is really small, so I'm not a very good model. Anyhow, that is what I am doing this morning for beading with the Bargin bead box. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this project. It's simple, but it's cute. People have requested that I start doing more videos like this where I am sharing the beading portion of what I'm making with my Bargin bead box. So I'm trying to be more diligent about that. So you can expect more videos like this from Thunderhorse Descendant. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Please feel free to leave me a comment or a like or a share or, you know, all those good things for the YouTubing. And hopefully I'll see you guys again. I hope you have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.